My best bet will be the over 6 with the Canucks and the Habs. I feel like both these teams will have tremendous pace, just the same way we saw them last time. And the Habs, they probably are coming in a little bitter after their game last time, getting shut out, not having the best performance themselves. So that's my best bet, the over 6 here. And also, people have been requesting props from me. Here's a prop for you. David Pastrnak, over 1.5 points, plus 150. That line is back, like Dave said. I feel like it's ready to go. And it's a great, great plus price. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Go to Dave's page directly after this show. Buy his big play. Buy Carmine's plays. Check out my stuff as well at WagerTalk. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here for Puck Time. Hey guys, we are back here on Puck Time. My name is Andrew McInnis, joined by Carmine Bianco, and boy, does it feel good to see that preview. Not to look at myself, that feels weird, but to watch us go 3-0 on the best bets feels great. And of course, we have to mention it. You know, I've always known why they call Dave Koken the legend, but I think Carmine, we really found out last night. I mean, I don't know about you, but I just wasn't really worried when the Boston Bruins were down. Dave had his 5% pick on the Bruins. I just wasn't worried about it. It's just, I knew, you know what, Dave knows his stuff. It's going to go his way. The reverse jinx, he tweets out the play is a loser. Unbelievable comeback. You had a great comeback on your Flames play. I cashed my best bet with the Habs and Canucks over. Great night for the Puck Time crew, Carm.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, Twitter being what Twitter is, it's a funny board there. You get people's comments. I've never really understood, and I'm going to put this one out there. I've never really understood, to the guys in the chat, why start chirping and giving up on a play in the first period, unless you're losing like 6-0. It's like 2-0. And I got a guy chirping that the Flames are losing 2-0 on a free play. Dude, relax. Chirp in the third period. Anyways, Flames came back and won. I was watching the Koken bet because I had the over in that game for my clients at 5.5. So that one got there. Yeah, Dave is Dave. Dave's a legend. And I love the fact that Dave himself will chirp throughout the game if he doesn't like a player or the way it's going. And the reverse jinx, or whatever you want to call it, seemed to work for him. It got there. Kudos to Dave. Just a fantastic win for him, and just continuing a great season that the man is having in hockey.
All right, we are going to bring in now our guest for the day, Mr. Don Buster Sports, found over at sportsmemo.com. Buster, no pressure for you, man, but we had a great day yesterday on the best bets for the show. So welcome back to the show here, Buster.
Thanks a lot, Andrew. Appreciate it. I had a little technical glitch here, I guess, or I'm not sure what you want to call it, but yeah, I've been doing well. I've been on a nice little run, 10-0 run for NHL, so that's nice. But you know what? You're only as good as your next day. So we'll try to do what we can and have another good day today.
Good stuff. Well, without further ado, guys, let's get right into it and let's get rolling here on the show. We're talking Stars and Blue Jackets, Flames and Jets, Hurricanes, Blackhawks, Senators, Oilers, and of course, a little bit of Wild and Avalanche action here on today's show, plus bets following at the end. Let's start things off, guys, with our Pick'em play of the day. The Dallas Stars, the Columbus Blue Jackets -110, -110. And let's put it this way. The Stars and the Jackets, and you tell me you're getting a -110. I'm shocked to see that. We see a Jackets team that's playing okay hockey, and the problem is the big story of the night that I'm sure our chat box, on whether it's Facebook, YouTube, wherever, or all of you guys watching right now are going to be aware of. Patrik Laine is now cleared to be with this team. So we are waiting as we speak here live on this show. We will find out if he is put in the lineup tonight, who he's playing with, and how all of that works. But Carmine, I'll throw it to you first here. I see a Dallas team that I trust more defensively. I trust more offensively. And I see a Blue Jackets team that maybe has had some false positives going on for them right now.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I would agree with you on the Stars play better defensively. The Columbus plays one way and one way only. They live and die, even though you don't see it sometimes in their score lines. They live and die for those 3-2 games, 2-1 games. They just try and suffocate you and pick up points along the way. They did it in that game, albeit they lost to Chicago 3-1. But before that, they did beat the Hawks 2-1, and in a couple games where they tried to keep that Florida Panthers team down. We know what we're going to get from Columbus. They're not. It's not going to be one of those Edmonton, Ottawa games that we'll probably discuss later on, where it's an 8-5 final, lower scoring game. This total, in checking this morning, I saw this total at 5, Andrew, and this is one of those ones I'll monitor during the day, just because the juice right now is on the over, which means that it possibly could go to 5.5. And if it does go to 5.5, with news of, let's say, Laine being around and they just figure there's some scoring coming with it, I'm probably going to lean to the under here. Two very good goalies. The K crew, Khudobin and Korpisalo, supposed to start today, or they're scheduled to start. So for me, I'm not going to take a side. I'm going to look at the under, and I'm only going to take it if I see a 5.5.
I have to correct myself because you know what, Carmine, you're right. This Dallas team hasn't been responsible defensively. They haven't really taken care of things, but I definitely trust the Dallas Stars more offensively. We do have news, though. It has been confirmed while Carmine is speaking. We have people reminding me here in the live YouTube. I checked on certain trustworthy pages. Buster Patrik Laine is slotting in now, making his debut tonight for the Columbus Blue Jackets with Cam Atkinson and Alexandre Texier. How does that change your impact and your thoughts here on this Blue Jackets team?
Well, for sure, Andrew. I actually was leaning a bit to Dallas until I found out that Laine was going to play, because that's a big boost for a Columbus team. When you get that star player playing his first game, it's going to be a real boost. The reason I was leaning towards Dallas, they lost their first those 2 games against Carolina, and this line to me is almost set perfect at -115, and I think, like Carmine was talking about, 5 over 20. I think it's set well. I think me and you talked last year, Andrew. Every time we saw a 5, I think we bet it over automatically. This year is not the case. As we know, it's a whole different year this year. But what I'm going to be looking at is the game on Thursday. As you know, when I came on here, I've been following these, of course, the back-to-backs with a day's rest, keeping the track record of those, then actual back-to-back games. Now, this one's going to be back-to-back with a day's rest. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm talking about the 4th road game in a row for teams. It'll be Dallas's 4th road game. Last night, we had the Rangers. Pittsburgh was in that spot. And they've actually had teams so far this year, it's been 17 times this has came up. And the team that's playing that 4th road game, they've lost 12 times. So as I'll probably be just sitting watching this game tonight, I'll be really looking forward to see what happens here and play Thursday's game accordingly.
Very interesting angle, very well priced here, like Buster says. So it should be a great game. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be making a play and be in action with this game yet. Have to look a little bit more into this game and kind of analyze what we've seen so far and what the media reports have been about Laine with his chemistry with his new line mates. But nonetheless, it should be very interesting to watch. our next game up here should be very interesting as well. Our marquee matchup, game of the day, the Jets and the Flames. Look, guys, this was an unbelievable comeback. It was Carmine's best bet on the show yesterday. He got heckled on Twitter before the game was even over, before the game was even halfway over. So usually I would go to Buster here, but Carmine, I'm going to go to you here in this spot. And I know you won your ticket. I know you cashed your bet, but I want to hear your honest thoughts here, because that first goal from the Flames was kind of a weird goal. And then in the third period, they spark themselves and get going. How do you feel about things? I'll tell you one thing, man. I feel bad for Hellebuck. I feel really bad for Hellebuck, and I feel like they can't wait to get Dubois in the lineup for another power forward option there.
Yeah, every goal counts, Andrew. My sports book did not take the money out of my account saying, well, that wasn't the greatest of goals. They paid me out on that winning bet, so I'm pretty happy about it. Listen, down 2-0, it didn't look great. It wasn't the greatest of starts for the Flames, but it was almost an exact reversal of what we saw the first time these teams played, where the Flames were up 3-1 at the end of the first period and lost that game 4-3 in OT. I think it was a good defensive game, even though the total did go over. And this is the second game of a 3-game set between these two teams. So they'll play again on, where are we? We're on Tuesday. They'll play again on Thursday, the fourth game. The 3 games in 4 nights. Tonight's likely going to be the backup goalies, Rittich and Brassau in net. And then we'll probably go right back to the starters on Thursday. So I'm probably going to lean a little to the over here, but I'm perfectly happy with coming right back with the Flames here. Very short price. And then we'll see how this game goes to decide where we go on Thursday. But the Flames are a lot better than some teams or some people are giving them credit for. They're coming around. And I still think sometimes you have those players-only meetings that I mentioned on yesterday's show, and teams respond. They play better. It's one of those things where they put it on each other to be better each and every game. So with that said, and not having Hellebuck in net tonight, you're going to the backup. I'm going to come back with the Flames again tonight. And you're laying a very short price. I think they're like -115, -120.
Well, Karma, it did work for the Flames, and I think the Jets need to have some type of meeting. I don't know what kind of meeting it has to be, but the Jets have to have that meeting as well, because they're not looking too good. They've only looked good this season against the Ottawa Senators. So, Buster, I'll ask you if you have a side or total play on this game. I'm right there with Carm. I think the only way the Jets succeed is by going over the total and winning, a 4-3 type of game, because they can't play defense.
Well, I'm in total agreement with both of you guys. I know that might come as a shock to you guys, but as far as the total, I like it over 2. I'm actually surprised it's still at 6. These two teams now playing again back-to-back. We've noticed a lot those overs have been happening on the back-to-back like that. Jets have been playing with them. The thing is, with Rittich in net tonight, he's only had one other start. He allowed 4 goals. Jets will get to him. Like I say, I'm really shocked that it's you might see 6.5 come game time. For me, I'm not. I know Calgary looks like the play. It's a small price. I'm going to stay away from the side here, but I really like. And actually, when we get to best bets, because I actually had a best bet on the Buffalo Islanders game, and just before showtime here, I see that got canceled. So actually now my best bet is going to be Calgary over 6. I think it's going to be a good play again.
You're giving us a spoiler, Buster. You're not waiting until the end to give out that best bet. You're spoiling us, giving it away too early, man.
Sorry about that, Andrew. But you know what? I had it all written down for I had a nice play. I thought I had the Islanders. First period, -0.5. It was +170 because Islanders have lost 4 games. They need to come out flying. One of those plays that I like doing, and I've had a little bit of success with these -0.5 plus some nice money. So, yeah, sorry about the spoiler, but I figure I better get it in there too, so that way the production team can get my best bet down.
You don't. I know you're trying to get out of this show early. You got a beach to go to or a couple of beers to drink. You're trying to
It's
get out of here early,
Andrew.
but
It's not that he's worried about his Wi-Fi kicking out. Yeah, this is what happens when you get your Wi-Fi package from El Chapo TV. It's not the most reliable internet service provider in Mexico. But with that said, hopefully he hangs tight for the rest of the show.
Well, you know what, Carmine? You don't have a choice down here. You go with the internet that they tell you to. And actually, I was lucky to get a big package where I get a really high speed, so it helps me stream all my hockey games. As I put out that picture a couple weeks ago with I got 3 nice TVs watching all the hockey, so it works out pretty good. But yes, those are part of the things that you have to put up with down here in Mexico to live on a beach and to be in beautiful weather 9 months of the year. So I'll do it.
yeah, Buster, I feel so sorry for you looking out my window right now and seeing like 5 feet of snow. It's just, I'm just in misery for you right now. Let's talk about the Carolina Hurricanes and the Chicago Blackhawks. Look, this is a game that saw a decent amount of money, but we saw it come the opposite way. You know, for Carolina Hurricanes, they've been one of the most consistent and most reliable hockey teams so far in the season. But the thing is, their division is so weird. And I'm going to throw it to you, Buster, with this first question. But I just find it so weird because you see the Tampa Bay Lightning, you've got the Carolina Hurricanes, and then you kind of, wonder where that drop-off is. Of course, the Dallas Stars as well. But then you kind of question to yourself what that drop-off is before that, who those next teams are in this division. Now, the Chicago Blackhawks, they're not as bad as the Ottawa Senators, but they are bad defensively. They are not reliable at all. So because of that, their coach knows that, and they've changed their strategies. They have completely almost settled into a trap style of play. They're not playing old-fashioned Blackhawks hockey. They are playing very conservative, line up in the middle of the ice and protect their own end kind of hockey. So my initial lean here would actually be the under. And if I'm looking at the Chicago Blackhawks, I'm actually taking a shot with them plus a half in the first period to hang on with things early on, and then maybe the game will fall apart later on, Buster.
Yeah. Now, Andrew, I didn't look at the plus a half. You don't get it. What are you laying with that plus a half in that first period?
Because of the juice, you're getting I don't usually like to turn an underdog into a minus price, but because of obviously you're laying a plus a half, so it's probably going to be about minus 130. 125.
Okay.
Just for them. So if the period ends 1-1, you get a victory. Same thing as like a first 5 innings in baseball kind of bet.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. I was just like, as you know me, I always like making plays with plus money for the most part. And I can even talk about this game. I know Carolina's laying 180 here, which we're not going to do that. I do like Carolina here. Although, and I see Mrazek got hurt, I guess, on Saturday, and it looks like Reimer's going to be their goalie. It's even saying that Mrazek might need some surgery. So Reimer's going to be their number one for a while. He's been playing pretty good. Well, Carolina in general has been playing good. They're 5-1 on the year. But that Chicago looks like they're going to start. It wasn't confirmed from what I saw before the show, but they're going to start that Lankinen tonight, and he's got like a 1.960 goals against average. So that 5.5 that you're looking at, Andrew, might be all right. I'm not going to touch the total here. I really believe Carolina needs to win these 2 games. They need those 4 points. We have talked about this, and we will continue to talk about when you have 56 games that you're playing, you need your points. And I believe Carolina goes to Dallas and maybe Columbus for those next. They're on a 6-game road trip. So they need to get these 4 because those next 4 road games, they're going to be tough. So in this spot here, of course, I never lay anything over 155. I will go with Carolina in regulation time, or depending if you're getting a pretty good price, I haven't looked yet. If even minus 1.5 might be a play here. But I just can't trust Chicago. I know they beat Columbus the other day, but I mean Carolina's a different team. So I mean Carolina's a big step up for the Blackhawks here, and Carolina should be able to beat them no problem. 4-5-1 maybe tonight.
Yeah, Carm, Blackhawks is trying to play a lot better defensively, but I think the Carolina has the speed to override that. How do you feel about a team total bet here for the Hurricanes?
Uh, I'm not sure that I would go that way. I just don't know. It's just because it's tough for me to take an over on a team total if my initial thoughts are the game is going to stay under the total. This one opened at 5.5. There's some 5.5s out there, but I'm starting to see some sixes popping up, and it's. I think it's probably the market reacting to the way Carolina is playing right now. But to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure the market has this game right. If we see six straight across the board at most books, then I am going to go under in this game. Hawks are playing better defensively. I know you have to look at the teams that they're playing against, and but you look, 5 of their last 6 games have gone under the total. It's a bit of a commitment to playing better defense by this team, and they've done it the last few games. Carolina as well too. I'm high on this Carolina team, and a few days ago, I took Carolina to win the cup just because the price was pretty good at 16-1. So I took it at 16-1. My theory on that, just very quickly, is in this division where it's not one of these strongest divisions, they're, along with Tampa, are going to pick up a ton of points. So the team that comes out of this division is likely going to be one of the top 2 seeds when we head into that semifinal round. The winner of this division, because you look at that Philadelphia division, those teams are going to take a lot of points from each other, so there's more parity there. Not sure what's going to happen in this Canadian division. So of the divisions, this is the one where the top 2 teams, Carolina and Tampa, are going to pick up a lot of points, which will put them up there, the team that comes out of this division, getting a better seed and that home ice. Getting back to this game, I just think 6 goals is too much. So for me, while I'm not going to pick a side, Andrew, I'm going to go with the under here in this game.
Good stuff there from Carmine Bianco. Big soccer day as well in EPL action. You can check out Carmine's stuff at WagerTalk.com for soccer, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that at the end of the show. Guys, don't forget to use that coupon code as well, PuckTime100, to get $100 off any NHL handicappers entire season pass. And right now, a lot of guys are rolling. Buster's rolling. Carmen and I are getting really hot. Prez is hot. Dave Koken is on a roll right now as well. So make sure to use that coupon code PuckTime100. And guys, this next game we're going to talk about, this might just be our comedy segment of the night or of the day. It might be kind of just our joke game of the day. We're talking Oilers and we're talking Senators. Guys, as you guys all know, I've been having a pretty good run with my props this year. I gave out a few to clients yesterday. I realized, I might as well start giving out 1 or 2 goal scorers. I mean, if you gave out any prop in that last game, you should have hit it. I mean, what a game that was between the Senators and the Oilers, cashing the over in the first period. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. And now Matt Murray goes out there. He gets to start tonight against this Oilers team. How often and how many times, Carmine, can we literally say, yeah, they had to put up a better defensive effort forward? They have to look better. I mean, if we thought this team was bad defensively, we saw how bad they are without Thomas Chabot, and it was really, really bad.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this one as simple as possible. I'm not going to lay the minus 250 on Edmonton, even though I'm pretty certain that they're going to lay another big number on them. The minus 1.5, I've always sort of I talked about on previous puck time shows that I don't want to lay negative juice. I don't want to lay juice with any puck line. So it's at minus 105 right now. I wouldn't want to lay the minus 1.5 at even money. With that said, if you're going to play anything in this game, you might want to go sort of the Prez way of going, where if you think that the Oilers are going to blow them out, you can take minus 2.5 and you're getting plus 160 on your money. You can go minus 3.5, which is a stretch. They still have to win by 4 goals and you're getting plus 330. I don't think I'd go that high. I'd likely go to that minus 2.5 plus 160. And you treat that as a prop wager. You wouldn't treat it as a normal 4% play or 3% play. I think you treat it as a prop where you're putting 1 or 2% max on that. But Oilers here, I just haven't seen anything from this Ottawa team to make me think that that they can compete with anyone right now.
It's interesting, Buster, because this Ottawa Senators team hasn't looked good in this season. We all know that. Any hockey fan, any bettor knows it. But they're actually hitting their team totals. In that blowout loss, they actually cashed in on their team total. Is that any type of bet that you'd be looking at tonight for them?
Well, in the last game, as you know, I gave out the over to my clients and actually told them that I really believed it was just going to be a pond hockey game out there, and it turned out to be that way, especially with Ottawa and their just really bad defense, really bad goaltending to go along with bad defense. Murray's going to be in tonight. He's got a goals against average of 4.81. But the thing is, the reason why I said that to my clients in the first game here is because Edmonton was coming off tough 2 games against Toronto, so they're going to have a letdown defensively as well, and you saw that exactly happen. Tonight, you have to lay some juice, but it's still 6.5, over 30. I'm going to lay that all day because that line should be 7. I know we haven't seen many 7s this year at all. I would have to think, I don't think we've seen one, but this is a game that should be 7, and it probably will be 7 come game time, especially because I think Koskinen's going to be a net for Edmonton, and he hasn't been no hell either. He's like 3.44 goals against average. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a similar type game. In Ottawa, all they know is for a team that's actually, I will say there are 4 or 5 guys that are pros, and the rest might be AHL club. They've been putting the puck at the net, on the net. They've been getting shots, and you can argue whether they're just shots at goal or on goal. But a team that's putting up 38 in the 30s all the time, they're going to score, especially against an Edmonton team now that they're not going to be giving their best effort. That's for sure. They're going to go out. They score what they get 4 to 5 power play goals. They get on that power play. They're going to score more power play goals. So to me, it's an automatic. I'm taking this game over 6.5. I'll lay that juice all day long because it could be a 7. And maybe the next time these guys play, you'll see the 7 come out right off the bat. So Edmonton, Ottawa over for me, guys.
And to your point, Buster, I would play that as well, and I'm comfortable with that number. And to Carmine's point, of course, you might not want to always lay a negative number like he was saying, but Carmine, if your shop doesn't offer that alternative line, I'm sure you would still advise the -1.5. You would just prefer the plus price. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's just one of those things where laying that 1.5, I need to get something in return for it. So long term, I've tracked it for a couple of years. You've got to take the plus money. Long term, it's the only way to be profitable playing puck lines.
Really quick, guys, before we get into our last game, I have one prop play on this game. It is Kailer Yamamoto over 1.5 points at plus 350. That, to me, is the best option here. Is to look at secondary scoring. The top line was used so heavily that maybe the secondary guys will get more options in this next game, and I feel like plus 350 for this guy to get 2 points is an unbelievable option. Our last game of the day here, guys, the Avalanche and the Wild. Every single stat you can look at, no matter which website you're looking at, no matter what book you are reading right now, they are telling you that the over is the trend here between these two teams. Sometimes the trend is your friend, and between these two teams, the pace they're playing at, the Minnesota Wild are a team that I don't think deserve to be getting 5.5s anymore, but the books haven't adjusted, Buster. They're still giving them 5.5s. They are a fast team with talented goal scorers, but their goaltending isn't where it should be. And at the Avalanche, we know how talented they are.
Well, that tells me that you're looking at an over in this game, I guess, Andrew. But for myself, I know these last 2 games have gone over, and you're right. Minnesota isn't that defensive club that they always have been. But Grubauer is going to be a net tonight. I'm pretty sure Bednard's not too happy with the way Colorado's been playing. They're only 6-4. They're much better than that. I think you see a big defensive effort from Colorado. with Grubauer in the net, 1.75 goals against. And I actually, because I saw all those stats like you did, and what and everybody that knows me, I've been doing this for a while here. I also, for me, I'm going to be the total contrarian here. And I'm going to play it under 5.5. So that would be my play here. I just they're going to be playing another game on Thursday. I like the under here, Andrew, and I'm going against probably what you and Carmine both like.
Carm?
Why are you, Buster? Why are you saying I like the same thing as Andrew? Why are you assuming this stuff? It's completely different. While I'm probably going to get chirped on Twitter after the first period of this game, I'm going a different route in this game. I really wanted Colorado to win that second game, the one that they lost 4-3 in overtime, allowing a goal 20 seconds into the third. I wanted to win their first two games at home in this 4-game set so I could come back with Minnesota at home in game 3, much like I did with Arizona after they lost the first 2 in Vegas and they played 2 in Arizona. I'm still going to come back with Minnesota here, plus 140. It should be Grubauer and Cam Talbot in net tonight. And Talbot's been pretty good in his career against this Avalanche team. He's 5-2 lifetime against them. And this Minnesota team is a pretty good team. You have to give them credit. I think that they play them tough tonight in the return matchup here. So I'm going to take the plus money and the Wild.
All right, Con, right back to you to promote whatever you have up today at WagerTalk.com and get a best bet from you. I have heard you have a pretty good play going here today in EPL action.
I do. I have a 5% play up at WagerTalk in EPL that goes later today. Absolutely great with these. 5% plays are what they are. They're 60% lifetime at WagerTalk with soccer 5% plays. Last week we had Liverpool plus money in their win over Tottenham. So we got another one up today. You can get that at wagertalk.com, and 3 plays up in NHL for tonight. As far as a free play, best bet for this show, we've hit 9 of our last 10. Of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs had to screw me on one of those ones there. It's what they do and it's why I hate them. Anyways, 9 of 10. We're going to go for 11, 10 of 11. LA Kings tonight. You're laying a short number with the LA Kings. This is one of my plays at WagerTalk. I'll let you guys know on that one. Laying $1.25. Kings are playing really well so far this year and against much better opposition. At home, pretty good as well too. They picked up points in 3 of 4 games. The only game they lost in regulation was 3-2 to the Avalanche. I've talked about this Anaheim team. I don't think they're a very good team. I think they're a goalie and 20 guys. If Gibson can't stand on his head, this team has troubles scoring and winning. So LA Kings laying a short price, 125 as my show best bet.
We can find Buster over at sportsmemo.com. Buster, what do you have today to advertise, and what's your best bet? I think we might have already heard it, though.
Yeah. Sorry about that again. Yeah, I wanted to get that out there so the guys could put it up on the production guys can get it up there. My best bet is going to be Calgary, Winnipeg over 6. Today I'm going to have a package up probably with NHL and college basketball. But what I do have up is a 5% play for the Super Bowl. We also made a video for it with a couple of free prop plays. So if you find that video at the WagerTalk Sports Memo free plays videos, you go on their site. I know they have like a lot of subscribers, 60,000 YouTube subscribers or maybe more. Go over there. I'll be posting that play a couple more times on my Twitter handle, which is Don_Buster. Find that play, and just a little hint, there's a bonus code in there that gives you 50% off my 5% Super Bowl play. So, go check that video out, get a couple free prop plays, and with the best bet on Calgary, Winnipeg over 6.
For myself, I think this would be the best day to grab just an all-access day pass. $39 to get a day pass. I have 2 plays in EPL action for soccer this afternoon. I'm in action in the NBA, and I'm in action in the NHL, so it's a great day across the board for me. I will have packages up, individual packages, but go to my page, wt.buzz/am, and just grab a day pass and ride with me with all my sports today. And I'm going with the game that we talked about last for my best bet, the over with the Wild and the Avalanche, over 5.5. I just feel like that number is far too low. Also like that prop I gave out, Yamamoto over 1.5 points, plus 350. I will take that price and that value any day of the week. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on Puck Time, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on WagerTalk TV.
Want free plays and insider special deals? Just text WagerTalk to 33222 and get a $10 coupon for signing up.